So when you think about online school, one of the first questions that probably pops into your head is, how do you make sure a student doesn't get lost? How do you keep them from just being a name on a screen? Well, today we're diving into how the Iowa Virtual School tackles that exact problem with something they call the Homeroom model. We're going to break down what it is, how it works, and what it really means to have a partner in a student's education.
And really, this is the big question, right? It's the one every family considers when they think about going virtual. Without those daily face-to-face interactions in a classroom, how do you make sure your child feels truly seen and supported? How do you stop them from just becoming another username in a system?
That question gets right to the heart of what we can call the virtual school challenge. It's totally understandable that parents and students worry about the potential downsides, things like feeling isolated or maybe falling behind without the structure of a traditional school day. These are very real concerns. I love how this slide just lays it all out. On the left, you got those common fears we just talked about: isolation, falling through the cracks, you get the idea. But check out the right side. This is the Iowa Virtual School's direct answer to each one. Instead of student isolation, they focus on intentional relationship building. To stop kids from falling through the cracks, they use proactive data monitoring. It's a completely different mindset. They're not waiting for problems to happen. They're actively trying to prevent them. So what's the secret sauce behind this proactive approach? Well, it all comes down to their solution, the teacher advocate. And this isn't just a fancy new title for a teacher. It's a role that was specifically designed from the ground up to be the answer to that virtual school challenge. Let's look at the official definition for a sec. A homeroom teacher is a dedicated teacher advocate. Those two words, teacher advocate, are so important. They're also your family's primary point of contact and case manager. Right away, that tells you this job is about so much more than just grades. It's about guiding and supporting the student through their entire school experience. And this really breaks down all the different hats they wear. Your homeroom teacher is that one person, your main liaison for everything. Got a question? Go to them. They're also a proactive case manager, constantly looking at data to see what a student might need before they start to struggle. They're a coach, they're a facilitator, and maybe most importantly, they're the champion of the school's culture. Kids first, always. It's like having a complete support system all in one person. Okay, so this all sounds really good in theory, but what does it actually look like day to day? How does it really work? Well, that's where we see how this one role is the key to an entire proactive support system. It follows these 4 clear steps. First, it all kicks off with a personal welcome call, not an automated email, a real conversation to get you started on the right foot. Then you get into a rhythm of biweekly check-ins to build that relationship and track progress. All the while, behind the scenes, your homeroom teacher is constantly looking at data, engagement, pacing, grades. And if any of that data raises a red flag, it triggers a targeted intervention, using a structured process to give that student the exact help they need right when they need it. It's a system you can count on. So, what's the engine that powers this whole thing? It's what they call their digital safety net, the early warning system. This is the technology that lets a teacher see a student who might be quietly starting to struggle so they can step in long before it becomes a bigger issue. And the crucial thing here is this isn't just based on a gut feeling. It's all about hard data. There are specific triggers that lead to immediate action. For instance, if a student hasn't logged in for 3 days straight, boom, that's a trigger for a contact. If their assignment completion rate dips below 80%, that's another one. A failing grade in any course, you guessed it, that triggers a contact. It's a system built for a super fast, data-driven response. So all these systems and processes, they aren't just for internal tracking. They actually translate directly into a set of promises that the school makes to every single family. Okay, promise number 1 is all about starting off strong, 100%. Every single new family gets a personal welcome call within just 3 days of enrolling. Again, not an email blast, a real conversation. That's how you start building a partnership from day 1. Next up, a promise of consistency. Their goal is to contact 95% of families with a real check-in every 2 weeks. That consistent rhythm is what keeps kids from feeling isolated. It ensures nobody ever feels like they're out there on their own. And this might be the most important promise of all. 100% of students who get flagged by that early warning system get support within 3 days. This is where it all comes together. The technology spots a potential issue, and the school guarantees a fast human response. They're catching struggles before they even have a chance to become real problems. So at the end of the day, what's the point of all this structure, all this data, all these promises? Well, it all comes back to this one simple but really powerful goal: to ensure every student feels seen, supported, and connected. That's what this entire model is built to do.
And that leaves us with this final thought. When you build a system that isn't just about reacting to problems, but is all about proactive support and connection, it completely changes the game. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What could your child achieve with a dedicated advocate like that on their team?